in the world. A place where you can see cult members dancing and prancing in their natural environment, impervious to all of the things that other people think out in the real world. And here we go. We have a masked defender of the faith. And we have my favorite style of camera. It just looks so sinister. It looks like it should be in some kind of dystopian film about a cult in the future. Maybe a cult founded by a science fiction writer. That could be fun. But here's, I believe, like a hotel apartment place where they stay. And the thing is, more buildings is the last thing they need, because, I mean, look at all the window tech. Look at all the windows that are papered over, that are unoccupied, unloved, unheralded by the masses. So I had a choice. I could hang out where the LAPD is. Oh, check that out. We have advanced curtain tech. Yay! This curtain tech is usually not happening. But see, there's extra curtain tech today. Could that be because of A-aron's visit? Could it possibly be that? Nah, it couldn't be that, could it? It couldn't be, because one of the most notorious SPs in this quadrant of the Galactic Federation is here. And that could have an impact on curtain technology. You never know. I might just be a conspiracy theorist, but it would appear to me that curtain tech has been augmented by the powers that be. Well, there's one power that be. Otherwise, we see passersby up ahead that do not appear to have any affiliation. Now, that is me guessing. That is me profiling. But see, the reason that you can profile is because Scientology is not really all about children. And there are too many children in that picture for it to be Scientology. Yay! Homo novus. Here we go. This is a new evolution of humanity, Homo novus. They have surpassed us lowly Homo sapiens, and they're on a whole different level of superiority that it will take us lifetimes of non-Scientology striving to even approach that level through the natural processes of evolution. But if we just would quit being so damn stubborn and just sign up for this cult, then we could really speed up our evolution to the next stage of humanity. And obviously, that would be an amazing thing for everybody, and to be encouraged. But yeah, this place gives you a good view of what the world would look like if Scientology got their way, right? If everything went their way 100%, it would look like this post-apocalyptic scenario. And this is a post-apocalyptic scenario because, or we could say it's a scenario that's happening within an ongoing Scientology apocalypse. The thing is, nobody's joining. Far more people are leaving. And people who remain are really ashamed to be here. They cover their faces. They wear masks more than any other group of people, except maybe immunocompromised people during the height of the pandemic. But mask wearing in this cult does not appear to be connected to fear of viral transmission, but more through fear of going viral and having friends and family see their object of shame and humiliation, the people who went crazy and joined not only Scientology, but went the full distance, and they actually joined the Sea Org. The Sea Org, that organization of incels committed to 1 billion years of going and hounding people who were walking down the street to try to get them in a cult. And 1 billion years of that might not seem like that big of a deal. But when you stop to think that that constitutes about, I don't know, what did my commenter tell me the other day? 12 million human lifetimes, maybe it was 13. Don't quote me on numbers, not my strong suit. And yeah, dude, we're not doing politics here. You vote for whoever you want. I'm not going to argue with you, whatever. But the whole purpose of Scientology ostensibly is saving the planet. Saving the planet, here's what it looks like when you save the planet. Windows that are covered with whatever blinds or paper or whatever the hell they have in there, blocking out the light. Isn't that indicative of most cults, that they want to block out the light? Blocking out the light. Yeah. And so this door, they came prepared today with this door. They're all cowering in shame behind this door. And oh, so you want to talk politics and Jesus. Yeah. You go ahead, you type whatever you want, but that's not going to really spark any conversation with me. You are off topic, my man. So, but go ahead, praise the Lord. And it's better than whatever they're praising over in these parts. That's for damn sure. And you might want to know, as a Christian, that they very proudly state, we are not a turn the other cheek religion. But they do like to take the symbol of the cross and use it to confuse the public so that they can say, oh yeah, we're totally compatible with all religions. This is an applied philosophy. And so, but once you get in, good luck. This is a cool old style California apartment building. They don't build them like that anymore. And apparently now Scientology just bought all these buildings so they wouldn't have to have regular people living there, polluting the neighborhood with their N theta. So, yeah, a couple years after Armageddon, and there are very few survivors, but a crew of neat freaks got together and picked one street to live on. That is the post-apocalyptic scenario of this area. This post-apocalyptic scene, reminiscent of many movies, not reminiscent of a lot of history or truth or any of that, but this is I guess it's a control freak's wet dream, is what we could call it. Nice bricks, yes, very nice bricks. One of the best things you can say about Scientology is they definitely have good brick tech along with window tech. Their brick tech is of a very high quality, but the rest of their tech, not so much. So earlier on, in my moment of excitement, first time meeting A-aron, he's walking down the street 2 seconds after he just got attacked by wild pit bull man. The guy attacked him with his cane and sicked the dog on him. And so like 2 seconds after that, all right, running tech. See, if you just come anywhere near them, they scramble and they scatter. And they are very scaredy-poo. Oh, you so scaredy-poo. So I think they need to go in there and get on one of those e-meters and handle themselves. Don't handle yourself too much, because self-handling is discouraged in Scientology. But being handled is another thing. But you got to watch out how you're handled, because there are rules about handling and about touch assists. Maybe they're going to give me a touch assist. Maybe if a Scientologist came and healed me with one of their famous touch assists, maybe I would apologize. Maybe I would take back all of my N theta words that I have been speaking, and I would eat crow. I know, that's the thing. See, they create that mayhem, which is why I came here, because believe me, everybody in Scientology has been going berserk with meetings and strategy sessions and all kinds of stuff. A-aron is being arrested? Really? Sorry, somebody trying to call me. I should have shut that down. But anyway, if he is being arrested, bummer, but also maybe good for real. Okay. Yeah, well, that's going to just give more power to us. They arrest him. First of all, they're not going to hold him for long. What the hell could they arrest him for? My guess would be he protested a little too much about them not arresting the other guy. That would be my guess. But anyway, like I was saying, Scientology is on more lockdown than usual right now. And felony stalking. Give me a break. He saw the guy on the street. He said, hey, are you the guy that da da da? And then the guy went after him and attacked him. So that's not really felony stalking. And yeah, I would like to see the actual, sorry, I'm gonna put up my sleeves. Sorry for the shakiness. How's the picture quality here? Because usually the picture quality, perfect picture, interesting. I guess they don't have their Cuban jamming technology that gives you headaches and makes you have nosebleeds and all that, and makes the pictures really bad. So, cell phone jammers, right. Yeah, it's because, I mean, I watch it with a lot of people. Yeah, they're illegal, but nobody busts Scientology. They only bust people that are complaining about Scientology or calling the cops on Scientology. That's when they arrest you, obviously. They don't arrest you when you sick pit bulls on people repeatedly. No, that's fine with the LAPD, apparently. But when you say, hey, are you the guy that sicks your pit bull on people repeatedly? That's felony stalking. You mean the FCC or something? Yeah. But the thing is, you'd have to prove it, and then they would say, oh yeah, you're just saying that because your phone is shitty or something, you know. Like, are they really, it was a felony, and if he had the guy arrested, they were going to arrest A-aron. Yeah, well, let's let the judge look at all the videos and see what the judge thinks. As long as it's not a Scientologist judge, it should be pretty clear who's guilty and who's not. But yeah, the fragility of Scientology is so epic. It's so amazing because, I mean, these people, two people were out here sitting. He was arrested. Okay, so he signed something to get the guy arrested. Oh, you're saying Pitbull guy was arrested too? Or they were both arrested? Whatever. I'll be watching it all on recap. But my thought was, you know, we can't leave a piece of real estate, both of them. Okay. Well, I have faith that A-aron will be just fine, and Pitbull guy is going to have some splaining to do. That doesn't mean that anything will happen, obviously, but I think a judge, if it ever gets to a judge, then I think it's going to be clear who's guilty. They were on A-aron's side? The cops were on A-aron's side? I mean, if they weren't, that's crazy, because they know who that guy is. And like I told A-aron earlier, I have video of that guy going to the, walking by the testing center, and then they came out and ran out and played with the dog. You guys can look in my shorts videos. There's a video of crazy pit bull guy. They were against A-aron, yeah. Okay, I will see the video. But like I said, somebody has to cover this area too, because the entire Scientology LA network has guaranteed been freaking out on this. Yeah, I agree about not being able to watch all of it, because these times when there's a lot of drama, it just kind of goes on and on. It lasts a long time. Yeah, plenty of people covering that. And, whenever there's like 10 people with cameras, I feel that there's not necessarily a need to be right in the middle of it. Yeah, well, don't let it interbulate you and get you all shaken up. This is part of the deal. This is part of the game. We have to try to not get too emotional about these things, because in general, what's probably going to happen is he's going to go down there and they're going to let him out very quickly. But also, it's going to give him a whole story to tell online. It's going to get him hundreds of thousands of views and comments and more recognition and more media and all of that. So it's almost like one of those domestic violence things where they arrest both people. So they said, oh, if you don't have this guy arrested, we won't arrest you. Well, that's weird. But we know who stands on higher ground here. And we know who the shitbags are. And then they happen to reside in a lot of blue buildings. So, let's not get agitated. Yeah, but the thing is, everything that the police do that is unkosher is being broadcast to the world. So that's not really great PR for them. And, the police are going to learn just the same lesson that Scientology's been learning for the last 20 years, that, no, don't stress. Yeah, do not stress. Laugh at it. Believe me, A-aron's laughing on one level. I mean, on one level, he's pissed, obviously, if he's sitting in the back of a police car with handcuffs causing great pain to his wrists, I assume. That's not a good position to be in. But the thing is, when you're in the right, you're in the right. And when you are one of the main people saving, yeah, he's going to be way more famous. He's going to be on, I don't know if you guys saw Streets get interviewed for Breaking Points, right? But that's Crystal and Sagar's show, Breaking Points. And Streets, William just got interviewed there 2 or 3 nights ago by a journalist who does work for them. So he's going to get huge. Streets will definitely help him out. Streets is going to be there yelling at the cops down at the police station for sure. He's going to be regulating for sure. He shall be regulating the situation, I have no doubt. Yeah, they call it stalking, but the thing is, what kind of stalking is it if they say, if you don't have us arrest the guy that attacked you with a deadly object and a pit bull, which could be a deadly object also. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But, yeah, felony stalking, it's like, if the Scientology suing LAPD, yeah, well, and the guy had knives on him, and I assure you, A-aron did not have knives on him. So, yeah. We'll see who gets the felony. We'll see about that. I would put my bet on Bulldog Man, Pitbull Man, not A-aron. And a cane, right, that's a deadly weapon. I mean, it's a cane with probably like a steel top thing to it. And I mean, A-aron was showing us when he showed up, his head had a red mark on it where he's like, yeah, the guy hit me right on the side of the head, and he let the dog go, and the dog was going berserk. But that's the whole thing. All of the drama is there, and I'm here in the boring place. But it's important to be in the boring place sometimes, because yeah, it's total OSA tactics. Yeah. So, I mean, that's assault with a deadly weapon, caught on camera, live streamed to the world, versus felony stalking of somebody who you just saw for the first time in your life. Wouldn't felony stalking require a certain ongoing behavior? I would think so. I mean, felony stalking can't be just that you go up to somebody and say, hey, are you the guy that attacked my friend? And then that guy attacks you with a cane and a pit bull and you're busted for a felony? I don't think so. And the fun place is the boring place. Yeah, I mean, it's funny just how dystopian it is. It's just like, it's like they have no clue about PR. And there's probably some Scientology PR course, like Scientology window tech. Kind of cool sky behind it. But see, all those windows are covered except one. One is open, still covered. One has a little crack there, second from the bottom on the right-hand side. But it's just dead. It's so dead. It's probably quieter than most parks in LA. Probably a lot quieter. Because if I shut up, all there is the passing civilian non-cult, or cult car, and some music that they play in the background to try to get us copyright strikes and intimidate us from filming in their zone. But that never works at all. And so the funny thing is just that all you have to do is show up with a camera and watch how they scatter. And you're welcome, Polkaroo. Yeah, it's like, the thing is, when you get agitated, you get ungrounded, and then you're liable to... No, I know he's been arrested. We've been talking about that, but thank you. You know, you're liable to either just increase your blood pressure or whatever, but you have to take this... Well, start calling the station. Absolutely. You don't make good decisions when agitated. Exactly. Being grounded, being solid, knowing you're right, you're doing the good thing, and oh my God, all the way from Spain. What, you're on a plane like hooked into Wi-Fi calling the LAPD mid-Atlantic? Is that what you're telling me? If so, bravo, I love it. Yeah, I have a friend who just Flew in from New York this morning, did a job for like 3 hours, back to New York, and then to Paris tomorrow. And I'm like, oh man. No, I live in Gibraltar, but it's easier to say Spain. Yeah. 4,200 kilometers away. Yeah, no. Well, you can do a lot because you can be online. You can share videos like A-aron's videos, this video, any video doing this kind of work. But why do you guys think that they're so afraid to just hear the words that somebody like me says? I mean, it's kind of incredible. It's very empowering to just walk up with a phone and see people scatter, knowing, I don't have anything bad or dangerous on me. I don't have any dangerous intentions. And they just scatter. They're just so scared of their minds being infected by any unauthorized communication. Meanwhile, one of their main selling points is that they are the masters of communication. So it's like the bullshit veneer is so thin, it takes nothing to scratch it off and to see the truth. And it's like I remember when I was a kid, there was a commercial for like a kind of soap. I think it was Zest or something. And they said Zest leaves no filmy residue or something like that. And it was like the soap with the most filmy residue. It's like you couldn't wash it off of you. And I was like, why do they even bring that issue up? Like, that's the one problem with their soap. And then they lie and make it a selling point that they're the only soap that doesn't have that problem. Okay, they probably had the same marketing person as Scientology. Hitler called it the big lie strategy. You say we're the masters of communication when communication is what you absolutely suck at worse than any other skill. So it's kind of hilarious. And yeah, everybody knows A-aron's arrested, but I do appreciate the news. It's very good. Hello. If I had to guess, that was the smile of a non-Scientologist. Somebody in the free zone. Not what Scientology calls the free zone, where people leave Scientology and then they still do Scientology, but the free zone where people don't do any Scientology. They're just free. So it's really funny how, you get the people who they give you a smile, they give you a certain look. It's kind of like a lot of the people that pass you when you're doing this, they want to make sure that you know that they're not a Scientologist. It's like they don't want you to be confused. They don't want to make a big deal out of it. They might live in the neighborhood and they don't want to be harassed by these cult freaks either. But hi, Bunny. I know, Joel, we've been talking about it for a while, but thanks for the update, but I don't think it'll last long. If anybody knows what station they took him to, please post that. It's probably Wilcox in Hollywood, but you never know. They might want to make things a little bit... yeah, no, it's normal. I mean, everybody that pops on, that's the first thing they put down, so it's fine. Yeah, you're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. And the thing is, like, when you clean your body thetans off of you, and you're so relieved that you have no more body thetans, then what happens is when you go into OT4, you find out you have more body thetans, but they're on drugs. Oh my God, my body thetans are on drugs? That sucks. Why are they bogarting all the good drugs when they could just give it to me? Cool, Joel. Yeah, well, you know, we got to rock the slavey navy of Davey vibe with the hat. So introduce yourself, Joel. Is that you on the left? I don't know. But yes, Davey's Slavey Navy must get a little bit of a call out. Oh, Joel, you just faded. I went to look at it and then faded away. Slavey Navy of Davey. I know, I just made that up. I'm good sometimes. See, that's why I should be channeling Xenu, since Scientology didn't find anybody else after L. Ron Hubbard that had the necessary sensitivity for channeling Xenu. Because Xenu has more wisdom to offer Scientology than anybody's ever given him credit for. And when you get past OT8 into OT9 and you find out that Xenu is God and that it was a trick all along, that Xenu so loved the world that he gave his only begotten reputation to be the bad guy. Yep, I figured they'd be down there at the police station. That's a beautiful thing, because what's happening, so everybody needs to call the LAPD Hollywood division on Wilcox. Google it. Your Google machine will spit out phone numbers and email addresses. See, sometimes they try to lure you over there where there's actual humans, and then you find out there's like 20 people wanting to leave out this tunnel or out those doors. So, you know, you get lured down there because, oh, there's some people that I can walk over to, and they'll scatter like little wussy boys. And then you see like 50 people behind you scattering like little wussies, and you're like, oh, they got me again. Yeah, the LAPD is gonna have to change a few things. Yeah, but the testing, you're saying nobody's at the testing center now, so they got what they wanted. Yeah, but the thing is, now their protectors are getting besieged by protesters. And so their protectors are going to be more and more apt to say, no more protecting you guys. Exactly. The whole world is watching. And it's not like they're going to go out on the street and reel in 100 new members because nobody's there. Not at all. It's not going to happen, because everybody out there pretty much is just laughing at Scientology, taking selfies in front of the testing center, just completely goofing on the whole thing. And it's pretty hilarious. I mean, one of the joys of this work for me is to get these people that really don't know anything about it and give them the concentrated, educational catch-up to all the cultology, because, the average person doesn't have a devious enough mind to even conceive of what Scientology does. I mean, most people are good people, and they don't have that level of premeditated evil that Scientology is known for. And so when you tell them, it's kind of like conspiracy theories, you know, but conspiracies that are real. And you tell the average person that idea and they're like, oh, I don't think people would do that, because they put themselves in that position and they think they would never do that. But yeah, he's at the Hollywood station, I'm sure. I mean, the station's on Wilcox. So all you guys need to call that station multiple times, asking for multiple people, and, you know, and just expressing your displeasure. And then on their website, they also have emails. And the emails are weird. They're just like the badge number and at lapd.com or whatever, net or org or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Go on the website and find out for yourself. But the more people that call them, the better it's going to be and the faster it's going to go. Because when you call a politician, also call any politician, especially LA politicians, but any politician in the world where there is Scientology, call them, bug them, ask them what their view is on Scientology. Make it so that they're just sick of hearing about Scientology, okay? Because a lot of people are sick of hearing about Scientology, and a lot of people don't even believe in body thetans or Xenu or any of that. But it's important to let the world know that there is a cult in the world that can clear your body thetans, right? It's important for people to know that information, sir. Don't you agree? No, he is not a master of communication. He might need to retake that communication course. And yes, I do feel bad for him because he does appear to be a certified goober. But, you know, goobers are going to take some shit here if they want to be a part of the cult. So just because you're a goober doesn't mean you get a free pass, okay? Just because you look like you could be mentally defective does not mean that you get to be contributing to evil Scientology. He looked back. See? He knows when I'm talking about him. He knows. You think I'm the first person that called him a goober? That would be impossible. That would be highly, highly unlikely, not to speak of impossible. So anyway, now the pit bull guy could learn a lot from the Scientology lion. Why? Because the Scientology lion has a muzzle. Yeah, exactly. Some people want to feel included. They want to feel like they have a purpose. American St. Hill organization. And guess what St. Hill is? It's like an empty org in England, out in the country, where nobody goes. Okay? Is that the nastiest lion ever? Yes, it is. The correct answer is yes. Ding, ding, ding. So anyway, as we ponder the meaning of body thetans on drugs, we have to ask ourselves, what drugs are the favorite of the body thetans? My guess is probably not hallucinogens. I think body thetans would have a hard time on hallucinogens. So then the question is, I do not believe that A-aron will be kept there until Monday. I do not believe that at all. Because I'll tell you what, if he is, There's going to be no room on that sidewalk between now and then, and there's going to be no sleep for those neighbors, and they're probably going to have to arrest everybody else out there. Rune or Rune or something. Are you Norwegian? I'm curious about your name. I would guess Norwegian, but I could be wrong. Maybe Danish, or maybe you just have some from Sweden. Var är du I Sverige? That is not what I would have thought of as the most typical name. I Malmö. Jag vet inte om jag kan skånska, men jag ska försöka prata skånska. Anyway, I Malmö. So, Rune is in the most southern part of Sweden. You like my Skånish accent? I have only spent about 3 days of my life down in that part of Sweden, but they definitely talk funny, and I like it. And I like making believe. Yeah, you like? Okay. But I always thought, oh my God, if I try to speak that, I only do it with you because I'm not here with you. So I'm like, oh, maybe I can try it out on him. Yeah, my Swedish days are long over, but well, you're not going to get the jail updates here. What you're going to get is me holding down the fort at Big Blue. That's what you're going to get. Jail updates are available elsewhere, and yeah, there will be tons of updates. Oh, he will get lawyered up immediately, and this is going to take it to the next level. This is going to go into racketeering. This is going to go into another RICE. Yeah, you drop any links you want. If you like, share, and subscribe. No, there's no quid pro quo. Do what you want. Whatever the computer will let you do, I got no problem. We want to spread the word. Uh-oh. There's somebody in crutches that was going to come this way, and then they went back the other way. Oh, of course, Polkaroo. You ever heard of Jimmy Sturr Polkaroo? You know who that is? Jimmy Sturr. Anybody with the name Polkaroo needs to know who Jimmy Sturr is. Oh, no, you didn't answer quick enough. That means you Googled it. So, anyway. Are you coming to heal the cult? No? No, they can't be healed. You like their window tech? See all the white windows? That's to hide the fact there's nobody here anymore. All these blue buildings. Like North Korea, exactly. That's what I say on all my videos. You said it. The Blue Man Group, yeah. The Blue Man medical team. So Polka, no answer about Jimmy Sturr? If you know about polka, you got to know about that. Or maybe it has nothing to do with polka. I don't know. Oh shit, they're going into the place. Because they are dauntless and defiant and fearless and flubless and yeah, just all kinds of that shit. All kinds of that Scientology gay. So yeah, Saint Hill. Saint Hill, the organization that set the standard for all of Scientology. STURR. No, he's Polkaroo's a character. Okay, I get you. No, Jimmy Sturr's like a polka guy, and like every year he would win like a Grammy award for polka. You know, the part of the Grammys that's not on TV or anything else. Because, you know, probably not a lot of people competing. Yes, the Cowardly Lion. The symbol of Scientology, the Cowardly Lion. They want to be like lions, but then they're actually cowardly. Well, that was a good thing. Go backwards over there. So when body thetans are on drugs, what is their drug of choice? No comment? Masters of Communication? We're all trying to figure out on the internet out here in the free world, what drugs are those body thetans taking? Because they're probably good. I mean, if they're good enough for body thetans. No, ayahuasca drives away body thetans. That's how I got rid of all my body thetans, with ayahuasca. Vitamins, sauna, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't understand why you can't just start getting rid of those body thetans right away. Right in the beginning of Scientology. Why wait till OT3 to start clearing your body thetans? Why not get an early start? Right? It's like a fresh start in the morning. Niacin? You think niacin does it? No. I mean, when they say clear your body thetans that are on drugs, it's not like they're on niacin. But, well, yes, of course, so they can make more money, yeah. But the question is, see, when you clear your body thetans, ivermectin, that's funny. When you clear your body thetans, you have a rush of excitement, like, oh my God, I've cleared these interdimensional space cooties that have been really wreaking havoc on my life. And, you know, so there's that thrill. There are shivers up the spine, okay? There are goosebumps involved in this scenario. And then you go in for OT4, and it's like, there's some other body thetans, but you missed them because they're on drugs. So some of you might not have the context of this higher wisdom. So that's why I like to give background information. But the thing is that the body thetans that are on drugs are hard to find because they might be on meth. Yeah, that might be. Yes, A-aron was arrested. Breaking news, breaking news. Well, we don't want to say that too loud here. Although they all know it. It was probably sent. It was probably hip hip hooray over the intercom. Oh, I haven't done a hip hip hooray for any Scientologists today. That is gross malfeasance and negligence that must be corrected. So let's look out for some of these dauntless and defiant types, because they're impressive. They're very impressive people. I mean, can you imagine when you put in about 60 years into a cult, and then you find out you have forgive my math skills, but you have 999,999,999 and 40. Is that it? Opioids. Yeah, I think it's more like opioids. Because opioids would chill you out, and that way you could hide from the e-meter more because you're all zonked out on the opioids. I think if the body thetans were on meth, their hyperactivity would give them away. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it until it is conclusively refuted. But so yeah, I'll go for the opioid theory. So the body thetans are on opioids. Dude, not everybody can be at the police station. We need coverage of certain other areas. Yeah, I know. I was right there, right when he got attacked. If you watch his short video about that he was attacked, that's when he comes up and meets me, and I say, Davey Mismanige. And, you know, I was so excited to meet the guy. Little did I know he had just gotten attacked by a guy with a stick and a pit bull. So not the most auspicious time to be making friends. Yeah, they arrested the guy, and the story was that A-aron made whatever report he had to do to get the guy arrested, and then they said, well, if we arrest him, we're going to arrest you too. And of course, A-aron's a badass. He's not one of these Scientologists that runs away from a little phone camera. Okay, so he's like, yeah, arrest me. Now, 5 knives on him. Yeah, I think that guy's going to be in a little bit more trouble than A-aron. And how do you do felony stalking? By walking up to somebody you've never met in your life, and you ask them, are you the guy that attacked my friend, basically? You know? So, yeah, I could be over there filming what 15 other people are filming, I know. But, and I will go there for sure. But the thing is, there are people here that need me. There are people here that need to see my Davey Mismanige cap so that they know I'm on their side, that I am in their slavey navy, and you know, that I get it. Hello, sir.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Good.
See, there's another either non-Scientologist or Scientologist with better PR skills than the rest. There's a guy who gives you a hello and a smile and walks on by. And if Scientologists did that, there wouldn't be much to talk about. Well, yeah, there'd be plenty to talk about, all the bullshit that goes on inside the buildings. But, you know, the thing is, this is, I was going to say in the middle of Hollywood. It's not in the middle of Hollywood. It's the east side of Hollywood. Yeah, okay, maybe he is a Scientologist, see? Well, if he's a Scientologist, he's a Scientologist with better PR skills, better interpersonal skills, a man to be emulated. And also, his shirt matches his environment. Okay, so that's basically camo for this region of the Galactic Federation. You know, that is camo. And it is brilliant, you know. And the thing is, a guy that's going to say hi like that, he's probably, yeah. He's probably a man of power, a man not intimidated by a camera. And he can teach these guys something, because these people are way too intimidated by somebody just talking on the internet. You know? Like, why is that so scary? The Wicked Witch. Okay. Yeah. Well, there's plenty for me to binge on when I get home tonight to fill in all the details of what I missed. And that's a beautiful thing because this material does get addictive. All of us who film this, we end up going home and watching other people's live streams. I have no idea who that guy was. I thought he might just be a neighborhood guy since he actually looked me in the eye and said hello. You want your sptv, Runa? Cool. Well, you got it, dude. And I have a feeling there will be even more of a proliferation. Is there an org in Malmö? If there is, my prediction is it is really dead like all the other ones. Yeah, there's going to be more and more people into this. A-aron will make a video that will hit like probably 500,000 views. Is it dead there in Malmö? Is my prediction correct? I mean, none of them are really hopping. And I can't see Swedes. A massive building. Yeah, that fits the pattern for sure. But very few active. What a shock. I guessed it. Yep. Very few active. VFA. Can we make something out of that? Well, supposedly it wasn't looking that bad before, so you might not need to switch it. But yeah, it's people were telling me the stream was coming in great before, that it was a perfect picture, and you never know, they might have flipped a switch. Yes, flood the LAPD, especially the Hollywood station, but call the main lines, call the headquarters for the whole city. I mean, why stop at Hollywood? Why stop at Hollywood? I mean, the LAPD needs to be shamed into behaving better. Look, I have lived in London. I think there should be cops walking the beat, like in London, all over Hollywood, instead of driving around in their cars disconnected from the neighborhood. I mean, some of them can drive in cars, but, you know, two guys patrolling the neighborhood, that's a good way to do it. And then you wouldn't have that much crime because, I mean, one time when I was in London, I was smoking a joint with some people in the car, and they were freaking out like the bobbies could come, the bobbies. And I'm like, oh, the bobbies. They don't even have guns. What the hell? But the thing is, they're like, no, you'd be surprised. The bobbies come out of nowhere. You know, they are... Well, the cops are untouchable, but they're not going to be that untouchable if everybody's laughing at them and they're in all the news reports and they're looking like fools to the world for supporting Scientology. So, and I don't know what you're talking about, immunity. I mean, nobody really has immunity. Trump's not getting immunity, and he used to be the president. So, but yeah, I was really shocked at how these English people were afraid of the bobbies, because, you know, in my early 20s dickhead American mind, it was like the bobbies were a joke because they didn't have guns. They just had a little stick. But man, those bobbies would whoop your ass if you mess with the bobbies. Like, don't think the bobby, not having a gun means you need to know how to fight. And the thing is, these cops, they drive around in their cars, they respond in force when Scientology comes. Otherwise, not so much. You might be waiting an hour. But when Scientology comes, qualified immunity. Okay, interesting. Well, I understand there must be some kind of immunity that cops get because they can't be, they would be, there'd be people trying to get them put in jail every day for just doing their job. I get it. I'm not anti-cop. I'm anti-corrupt cop. I'm anti-cops that have their pictures taken with Danny Masterson. That does exist. I just saw the picture the other day. And, so there's, cops that derive any benefit by interacting with Scientology. And the fact is, Scientology donates to their children's fund, to this and that. Scientology knows one thing. They know how to have some of that kind of PR. They know whose palms to grease in order to continue their scam. And see that guy going on a bike? That's not a Scientology guard, but when he rode by, I was like, oh shit, where's Odo? Where's all the bike guards? Yeah, well, these cops, if they're high-fiving because they arrested A-aron, they're not going to be high-fiving too much when their children and their extended families see that on the internet. I'm sure that's already happening. The embarrassment has to already be setting in. And, what could that be like? Your dad is a cop. You're proud of him. Maybe some of your friends mess with you like, I hate the cops, whatever. But, your dad has busted some bad guys. He's told you some badass stories, whatever. And then you see your dad standing up for Scientology on the internet. And you cringe. And you're going to go to middle school tomorrow and all your friends are going to laugh at you because they saw your dad do that. And there goes your adolescence. There goes trying to be cool for the rest of the time you know any of these people. You are the kid of the cop who does the bidding of Scientology, the most gooberish cult known to man. It might not be the totally most evil cult. It's in the running for sure. It's very quiet here, and we want to keep it that way. And we want people to know that N Theta is, in my booming voice, bouncing off of these buildings. Okay? I am ping-ponging N Theta energy off of Big Blue. And it feels good. Yeah, they make the Mormons look positively rational. They make Mormonism look like a valid choice. They make Jehovah's Witnesses seem not so fucked up as you thought, after all. Because this is a group for people who were found with their ruin. Okay? What binds these people together is, let's think of it this way. What binds humans together, for the most part, is that a man and a woman had sex and created us, okay? That's kind of like a binding for, yeah, I know there's other options nowadays, but in general, in the history of humanity, okay, sex is what binds humans together. It's what creates humans. But what creates Scientologists is vulnerability and ruin. They find your ruin. They stick a crowbar in that crack and they open it up and they expose your deepest, most vulnerable emotions, insecurities, and they work it, and they work it, and they work the money out of your wallet, and they work the energy out of your body by overworking you. And if you don't have enough to pay them, that's okay. You could sign a billion-year contract, no problem. And if you sign the billion-year contract, then you won't have to pay for these expensive services. But you won't get many services because they're going to work your ass like 16 hours a day or whatever they do. About 6.5 days a week. I think you get Saturday morning off to wash your underwear. That's about it. And you got to buy your own soap to do that out of your $47 a week allowance. It's a pathetic existence. It's a sad existence. It's an existence that provokes tears in the eyeballs of the ordinary Phaeton. And it's all because of Scientology. Oh, I'm sure William is there. I'm sure he was there within 10 minutes of A-aron being there. And I'm sure he is regulating the situation. I mean, when Chris Without a Hellcat got put in a police car the other day, he got detained. I mean, as soon as William showed up, it was like they let him go. I'm not saying it's going to be that easy with A-aron, because Scientology knew A-aron was coming. They had a plan. Oh, you guys are talking about deserting me on my feed. How nice. No, I don't blame you. It's fine. I'll be watching all that stuff later. Like I said, I just have to regulate the environment here because we can't let any distracted by. William is a saint. William is a saint. And, he has some of the best dad energy that I've ever seen in my life. And I'm a dad, but you could see the way he is with Solomon. Like, this is a dad that any kid could only dream of having. And he's kind of like a dad to all the younger people out there. Not to me. I'm older than him, so he ain't my dad. But no, his presence is amazing. His knowledge of law and all of that. I couldn't do what he does. I certainly don't have the confront to be getting in cops' faces for a living. That's not my path. My path is more exposing the bullshit and laughing at it, having fun, and explaining to people who don't necessarily know that much about it what goes on behind the scenes. What's the mortar that holds these bricks of bullshit together? I think it's really important to understand how these things are done, right? That you take people at their most vulnerable, or if they're not in a crisis moment of their life, you bring back whatever crisis is still unresolved within them. And you kind of exacerbate those feelings, and then you make yourself the solution. And Tim Timon is the officer. Well, that's a guy to keep an eye on in the future. So we actually have humans in this building. It's a rare thing behind the curtain tech to actually see real humans walking around, almost like non-zombies, almost. And just reading. You know, so it's important to keep an eye on the anti-zombie tech, or the zombie, what would we call it? Oh, sorry, what did you say about the newbies? Explain what? Sorry, I missed that. It starts fading out after a couple seconds when you put in a message. Yeah, they actually have people in there. See, this is the difference between here, and this is what A-aron explained on his show, that here you have actual Scientology public, as they call them. That's people who come and pay to do Scientology. Those people aren't going over to the testing center. Explain the origins, purpose of the building. Jeffrey Augustine's there, great, excellent. And the origin of St. Hill, well, basically St. Hill was an organization in, what is it, East Grinstead, I believe, in England. And, you know, more of a country place, acreage and whatnot. And so I guess it was like the most active Scientology org. I mean, don't quote me, I'm not the historian on this one. This is just my broad recollection from all the thousands of hours I've heard. But anyway, it was kind of the pinnacle of Scientology. So then Scientology organizations would be rated as like a St. Hill size org, and that would be like a successful org. And I believe like St. Hill's not even a St. Hill size org now, and this isn't either, and almost nothing is, and maybe nothing at all. The fact is, Scientology has probably lost 90% of its members in the last 40 years. And it hasn't gained them back. It hasn't gained back that many new ones. So it's a dying cult. It's a sad place. And you see around here, you do see a lot of elderly cult members, literally on their last legs. And, you know, old dogs, new tricks, you know the story. It's their whole life. It's their whole social circle. It's everything. And so what are you going to do? You're going to be 80 years old, and you probably have enough money to pay for your bullshit Scientology classes, and all your friends are in Scientology. You feel some camaraderie, and you know, so what are you going to do? You're going to quit because people are talking about it on the internet, which you probably don't even understand. You probably have some computer from 1994, some Compaq, you know, 386, whatever. Was that a thing? I think that was a thing. But you know, you're in your 80s, you're in your 90s, you've been in Scientology since the 60s or 70s. Okay, whatever. But you don't see a lot of fresh young blood. You don't see a lot of, vibrant young people that are all excited to be here, showing up, for their classes. It doesn't exist because, how you doing? You a Scientologist? Yeah, I just caught a little bit of that. Yeah, celebrities will definitely be showing up there, I'm sure. I mean, Bobby Lee's brother, Stevie Weeby, he just showed up there 3 days ago or something. And yeah, there's going to be, anytime there's this much attention on one phenomenon in the world, there is more and more and more attention that snowballs onto it. And it just gains more and more power. And it gathers more steam. And how many other cliches can I put? Yeah, we got a lot of people in motion up there. And that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, not much better this way. Anyway, like I say, it's important to cover the bases, to show up, to be caught on all their spy cams, and to let their directorates do their thing. And, maybe even let their members feel like they're on the cutting edge of some amazing fight for humanity. They're just on the wrong side of it. And you don't want to be on the wrong side of these cutting edges, That's a bad place to be. Not a threat, just an observation. Scientology, like Tori Crispin would always say, tick tock, time is on our side. And it truly is, because this dead zone speaks for itself. I mean, imagine if there were the millions of Scientologists that they claim to have. Imagine if those people were real and actually existed. A few of them might be out here on the sidewalk. Yeah, I'm sure William did expect this. I mean, I'm sure A-aron expected something like this. It's like their moves are not really very flexible. They don't have a flexible strategy because they have to work off of the rantings of a madman, L. Ron Hubbard. That's their only option. They can't go freestyling. That's for the free zone. Freestyling isn't what they're going to do. No way. They have procedures. They have set procedures for everything. And that's it. That's just what it is. And that's just what it's going to be. There's no changing that. And so they're stuck to running their same playbook over and over and over. And yeah, they did it to Mark Bunker. They did it to everybody. And the only people who really suffered for anything was people who truly broke the law, like hacking websites or whatever. Some people actually did jail time because of what they did to Scientology. And they were dumb and they shouldn't have done that. Don't break the law. There's no need to break the law. When you expose them You don't have to break any laws to do it. All you have to do is just run your mouth like I'm doing. So, and that's back in the anonymous days. And that was a computer hacking organization, and somebody got a little carried away, and they hacked Scientology, and they went to jail. And there's not much else. So anyway, sorry, just had to deal with somebody who's being a pain in the ass around here. Yeah, the happy anonymous days with Tori and all those people, Tom DeVocht, all those people that are no longer that active on the internet, but that's fine. They don't need to be. They did their part. They passed the baton to the next generation. And, you know, this is kind of like antibiotics. You can't quit taking the antibiotics because you feel a little bit better temporarily. You got to keep going until the bug is completely squashified. That's what you got to do. So, I'm going to be signing out now. Over and out from the American St. Hill Organization, the epitome of gooberization in Hollywood. And we can see all the nice little lights here. But yeah, I think it's time to go swing by either the police station or maybe another Scientology location that is not receiving enough attention, because it's important that we don't let any of these organizations feel left out. You know, they've been getting really jealous over here about the testing center, and like, what about us? We're evil too. Why can't you come and pay some attention to us? So, you know, I took that to heart. And I decided, you know what, you guys are right. You do deserve some attention for being evil, just like the rest of the cult. So we're going to spread it around a little bit. But yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with going by the, yeah, look at that. And Theta, and Theta, and Theta's marching down the street. Beware of N Theta. Beware of N Theta. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! It does feel good to say hip hip hooray like a Scientologist. I don't know. Something's moving, something's working. Am I having second thoughts? I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.